Right, hi everybody, this is Chris2E0UKH and this video is sponsored by Moonraker in the UK. I bought the radio from Moonraker with my own money and any opinions about the radio are my own. So this is the Moonraker website, moonraker.eu. And the Anytone 878 is for sale on this website. Just search for Anytone 878. And the good thing about getting the radio from Moonraker, you've got very good customer service. You know, you can ring up and they're good guys. They'll help you out with any queries. They support the radio with code plugs. They've put the drivers on there, the manual. And when you buy stuff from Moonraker, just for fun, you earn a certain amount of watts each item you buy, and that can be redeemed. When you buy an 868 or 878 from Moonraker, they will program it with the latest firmware, code plug. They'll put in your call sign and DMR ID. All of this is free of charge.
Plus, whatever it is. But anyway, yeah, you sound good there, right? Yeah, I'm on an MD 380. Like I said, I just hooked a new hotspot up, so I was just putting it together. I'm glad I'm sounding.
The Anytone 878 is a Chinese radio. It's a high-end Chinese radio. It's direct conversion. So the receive on it is not as good as super heterodyne, but you can get good and bad of both. And the receive on, there's nothing wrong with the receive on this. I've done a few tests and it's quite comparable to all other Chinese radios. The aerial that comes with this is quite good SWR. It's improved over the 868. So this is an FM DMR dual band radio. Top power is about 5 or 6 watts, 7 watts, reports vary, but there's plenty enough power to hit repeaters some distance away. Now, this radio can hold 150,000 contacts, which can be loaded from the database, but it's also got talk alias. Talk alias will send the call sign along with the transmission, a bit like D-Star and the Yaesu system. And it's true talk alias, because if you go into menu, settings, channel, set, radio ID, there's a section in there called radio ID where you can fill in a line of text, and that will be displayed on another person's radio with talk alias. And I've done some tests. I entered some text in there, asked another station, can you see what that text is, without telling them, and they got it correct. It took a while to populate, but that's true talk alias, and that is not the same as what's on the MD380 with the HAT firmware. I did the same test with that radio and it would not display the talk alias information I had entered. So what's new about this radio, the 878, compared to the 868? So all the stuff from the 868 applies. Everything's the same, but it's got some enhanced features. Like I said, it's got talk alias, proper talk alias. Quite a few different formats of talk alias. It's got Bluetooth support, but that's not been enabled yet. It's got this lovely black screen. I've just took it out mobile and it doesn't light up the whole car and the whole street so everyone can see what you're doing. It's discreet, I like that. It's got APRS on it, both on analog and digital. And I've seen videos of people using it and it works very well. I haven't tried it myself because I don't like sharing my location. But it works on analog and digital, and there are some good videos out there explaining how to set it up. It's got roaming, so in theory you travel through a series of repeaters and it will link the talk group you're on the next repeater you come across. That's the idea. But I only have one DMR repeater near here, so I can't test that. So the screen and the talk alias has sold it for me alone. You know, that's just brilliant. That's really useful. So I'm just going to go through the menus and show you how it works in operation. I'm in channel mode. It's on channel 7. And I've got TAC 310 there, programmed to that channel. Colour code 1, time slot 2, because I'm running Pi-Star on my hotspot. If I want to disconnect from there, I can just go to talk group, manual dial, change that to group call and type in 4000 and transmit. When the green light's not on, transmit.
Linked.
So the voice just said not linked. So if I want to take that somewhere else, you know, there's various ways to do it. I can go to another channel, I can go to Australia, key up, and I'll be on there. A talk group is group call, because it's a group of people. So I'm on Australia. So the third way to go to a talk group is in the list. You know, I'm on a channel. Oh, there's someone on Australia. I'm on a channel. If I want to go to a different talk group, I can stay on this channel. I just have to tell it which talk group to go to. I can press menu, talk group, and bring up a list of talk groups. You know, talk group 91, that's a worldwide one. If I key up, I'll be on that talk group. If I press select and then select the contact, the next time I key up, I will be on 91, which is worldwide. Even though I'm on 505, which is Australia. I key up and it will change this talk group to that one. See, someone just keyed up quickly there on talk group 91. So it's very flexible. I mean, let me give you an example. I was on a local repeater, and this makes no difference, by the way, whether you're on a hotspot or a repeater. I was on a repeater, a local one, and I only had one channel. I had the frequency of the repeater in, you know, with the time slot and the colour code, but it was linked to one digital contact, you know, let's say TAC 310. I put it on there, I was on my break, the repeater keeper likes me to disconnect afterwards. And I didn't have that talk group programmed in 4000, so it wasn't an issue. I just went manual menu, talk group, manual dial, changed it to group call and issued the 4000 command so that someone else could use the repeater. So that really is a killer feature, changing talk group, because there's always one you haven't got programmed in. You know, all these radios, you can create a contact. That's different. If I went to menu, contacts, created a new contact, gave it a name, saved it, by the time I've gone to that talk group, the person that said to QSY there, to go there, will be gone. So that's not good enough. So, fantastic hardware. You've got presets on the left side, 2 there. You've got preset 1 and 2. You've got a preset on the top. And all of these can be assigned to a short and long press. These can be set up in the menu. I'm just going to do a 4000 command so that try and disconnect.
Not linked.
So I'm just going to go into menu. And what was I going to do? So there's all the settings for roaming if anyone's interested. It's got digital monitor on it, proper digital monitor. So you can use it like a scanner. It's not as good as a scanner, but it's better than a lot of the other promiscuous modes. APRS. And there's a whole host of settings in here. So I'm just going through these settings, and I think I was trying to show you how to assign the button. Like, you could say assign P1 to do something else, short press and long press. And it's around here somewhere. There's a load of... Right. PF1 and 2 and 3. I believe that's 1, 2 and 3 on the top. Each one of them can be assigned to a short and long press. And you've got P1 and 2 short press. So every button can be assigned a short and a long press. And the options available to you are the same on all these keys. So I could change P1 to any of these. Dial. So that's manual dial. GPS info. Monitor, see what's below the squelch. Main channel switch, that makes it the main channel, the bottom one's the sub one. The hotkey 1, I could press that and it would do a 4000 command. You can have lots of different hotkeys for different things, work alone. Digital monitor, 1 quick press and digital monitor comes on. A bit like promiscuous mode, but a lot better. Sub-channel hide. I always hide the other channel because I don't need to see 2 things going on. Go to the zone you were in. Program scan. Enhanced sound. Lots and lots of options ranging. If you press that and you've got GPS on, it will show how far the other person is. Not many people use this. I think it only works through a repeater. Roaming. I mean, this is quite clever. Maximum volume set. You know. I mean, I've actually got a slight hearing problem. I don't like it too loud. I can alter that and it won't go higher than a certain volume. Maximum volume set. So I've just foolishly set that for that option. P1 short, so you can alter the slot from pressing one button. APRS type. Select a zone, roaming. All of these things you can assign to all of these buttons on short and long press. So you've got a possibility of 5, you've got 10 including short and long press. So you can choose 10 of these things to be available very quickly. I think dial's very handy. So I'll go back to what it was on originally. It's in here somewhere. Dial. So quite a lot of options there for programming. So I'll select it to dial. P1 short is now dial. So if I press P1 short, it'll go straight to manual dial. Look, private ID. That cuts out the need to go menu, talk group, manual dial. I could type in a friend's ID there, key up, and and they'll hear me. Their radio's switched on, and I'll be speaking to them. If I want to go to a different talk group, I just press the hash button, bottom right, and I type in the talk group. Let's go to Italy, 222. One that I do not have programmed in. I always use this one as an example. So I should be on 222 now.
Ok, siete dopo Udine Francesco.
Ha, there's Luigi. We're definitely on Italy.
Non so chi era l'altro corrispondente. Ok, Z8 UFO Y0.
Talk alias. It's getting this information from Talk alias. Gambio. Don't know what that means. So, very versatile radio. The hardware's good, the battery lasts ages. It's very difficult to find something I don't like about it. When you connect to a group call, let's say I go manual dial, you know, I can now just press that. Not when someone's talking. If you go manual dial and I connect to a talk group, either private or group call, it will stay connected for 30 minutes. You know, sometimes I like to listen. I might want to listen for more than 30 minutes. I don't see why there has to be a limit to it. So it's a shame that's your maximum option. You know, really struggling to find things I don't like about it. I forgot to say this on earlier ones, on the earlier videos, on the 868. These volume, and that's volume, and that's the channel selector. They're very smooth, you know, there's not much grip on them. Surprised they've used that. All other radios have got a notch on it, you know, so you can get a better grip. So overall, it's really easy to use. You've got, by default, P2 takes you to VFO mode. P2 again goes back to manual. So I've got it just on one line. You can have, that's the main line. You can have the sub line below it. You can go up and down the zones with these buttons, up and down. I wish the menu was black as well. SMS. call log, all these things, all these radios have got, but these are the killer features: roaming, talk alias, APRS, GPS, recording. It's got an FM radio. Settings. These at the top, radio set. These are settings that apply to the radio. Like squelch and generic things across all channels. And stuff that's in channel set is just stuff that relates to setting up repeaters, both analog and digital. You know, colour codes, time slots, CTTS tones, DCS, all of that lot is in there, channel set. Now, if I was in VFO, if I'd set this up, this VFO mode, and I was opening a repeater and I wanted to save that, on a normal radio we'd go VFO to memory. You'd save it to a memory channel. But on this one, it's not called that, it's called new channel. If I went through there, I'd give it a name, and it'd ask me what zone do I want to put that channel in. A zone is just like a folder that you can put a ton of channels in. This radio has 250 zones, and each one of them zones can have 250 channels in. So that's extremely flexible when you consider there's 250 on the top line and 250 on the bottom. You can't, on the Aliens HD1 you've got a feature called All Channels. You can sit in the pool of all channels, 3,000 channels, and you can just go up and down through them. There's no, you know, on that radio there's no need to be in a zone. So I'm just going through the options in channel set. These are all things, like I said, that affect a repeater. Tones, colour codes. DMR mode. You know, it makes sense. Simplex. If you want to set up a simplex channel, a repeater, double slot. And in radio set, I'll just show you what we've got. You know, beep, backlight. I leave my backlights on all the time. I get very good battery life. Always annoys me when I see someone doing a video and the screen goes off every 30 seconds. Now you've got maximum volume level, and you've got ear maximum volume level. That's for earphones. I think it also applies to the microphone when listening through the microphone. Mic level, that's your mic gain. Don't want a copyright strike. Gotta turn it off now. Good song that. So, really easy to use. Loads of interesting menus, all sorts of stuff. Very customizable. And very easy to use and program. And you can alter all these short and long press here. So my overall impressions of the Anytone 878, it's a really fantastic radio. It's easy to use, it's future proof, it's got room for all the contacts at present and plenty more for the future. It's got talk alias, which is a feature which we will see coming into more new radios. In the UK it's £200 and the Anytone 868 is £140. So it's a considerably bit more expensive. Now, if you don't need roaming, Bluetooth, APRS, the Anytone 868 would be fine. You know, talk alias, that's so handy. If you don't need any of them, the Anytone 868 is great. An update has come out and the Anytone 868 can now have the black screen. So that's not just limited to the 878. So overall, it's a fantastic radio and I would recommend the Anytone 878. It's one of the best DMR radios you can get at the moment. It's a bit more expensive, but it's got a lot of enhanced features on it. And just for reference, in my demo earlier, the volume appeared not to go very loud. That's because I had it set on indoor volume, where you can restrict the loudness. So don't go thinking it's too quiet, because that's not the case. I've got a comparison here in size so you can see how it looks in size compared to the other radios. I would say it's the same size. It's the same height as the MD380, but a bit wider. It stands up off the desk a bit higher. Right, 7.3. I hope you've enjoyed the review and found it useful. 2E0 UKH going clear. Cheers.